Alright everybody, hello and welcome to the start of the Sonic block here at Retrothon. Kicking it off with some 8-bit action, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, one of 2 appearances for this game on the schedule. Or so it seems. But they're not the same game, it's actually 2 completely different games. We're starting off with what I feel is a better one, and I'm fairly certain the entire population of the world will disagree with me. So let's go ahead and get this on the road, shall we? And we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so first thing you're going to notice is we don't have a spin dash. So, we're going to do a lot of jumping around, specifically roll jumps. They are the fastest form of movement in this game. As you can see, spin dash doesn't actually make an appearance until the Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which you'll see later on this marathon. Something else I want to note is I am playing on the PAL version, specifically because I get better in-game times on it, and we do officially time this in-game time. I would also like to apologize for this sound. I hope you come to embrace it, love it, live it, especially with 300,000 points. Oh yeah. Sorry, you have to deal with that quite a lot. So on to Underground 2, we're not starting with Green Hill or anything like that. And we are doing Best Ending category, meaning I need to, first of all, not jump over the spring. Second of all, we need to get all the Chaos Emeralds. There are 6 in the game. Most of them are actually pretty easy to get. I mean, this one, casually, you'll probably come across it at some point. Right up here. And what these do is, first of all, they grant me a continue in case I die a lot, which hopefully won't happen. But getting all 6 also unlocks the final zone, Crystal Egg Zone, and the true final boss. Coming up next, Underground 3. If you have never seen the Master System version of the game, which I am playing on, and you have only ever seen the Game Gear version, you might go, oh no, not this boss. It is the Antlion. On Game Gear, which I played when growing up, it is just total doom. I may have jumped early. Oh, nice. Yeah, the boss absolutely sucks. On this version, it's a little bit different and kind of free. So the main differences between Game Gear and SMS is screen crunch. You can only see probably 25% of this on Game Gear, and you can just imagine what these balls are now flying at my face, how difficult that makes it. Not only that, on Game Gear, the pattern you get, you know, on SMS it's the same every time. Same ball height, same spacing apart. On Game Gear, it's based on your timer. You can get different height on the bounce. You can get low balls, medium balls, high balls. You can get ones with long jumps, narrow jumps. You can get 6, you can get 7. It's really easy to die. As you can see on here, it was pretty free. That was the first boss. And 57 is pretty standard time. So that was Underground, moving on to Sky High and the appearance of the Hang Glider. Now, when I was a kid playing these games, I felt, oh, you always have to hold right, it's the fastest way to go, and I'd grab the Hang Glider on the rare occasion I ever made it, and I would just sink to the bottom. Couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Even when I started speedrunning, I had to ask, dude, what am I doing wrong? And it turns out it's actually really simple to use it. As you're about to see. Oh, nice. Got that little clip. Oh, I did not want to grab that. Okay. Yeah, just tap left. Actually, didn't want the invincibility. No biggie, though. Now, you can actually skip that hang glider. It's a really tight window, and I was actually going to go for it until I grabbed the invincibility, because that threw everything off. Sky High 2 is one of the more difficult stages in the Best Ending run because of the Emerald. It's a bit of a pain to get. If I miss it, I'll take an intentional death and try again. That being said, I mean, it's not too bad to get this Emerald, and it's probably the hardest. So the Emeralds aren't difficult to get. It's just a matter of knowing where they are. This is one you may have seen, but I had no idea how to get to. And I missed the cloud. Nice! Been a while since I've done that. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a death, start and spawn back at the top of the stage. There's probably another way to get it, but I honestly don't know it. So this is a really precise jump to actually land on the cloud I'm trying to land on. There we go. And unfortunately I just jumped too early the first time. But I did get that cloud, didn't get the cliff grab, unfortunately. This stage is actually the fastest in the run, in both any percent and best ending. I can easily get a 13 time. I'll take a 16, who's gonna complain about that? More of this wonderful, wonderful sound. And next up is a dumb boss. Although I say that, in Game Gear they're all dumb, but on SMS, which we're playing on, it's... I guess not too bad. It can take a while to get used to. Especially playing it casually. Is this game of brain cancer feels like? Hey, I like this game. Not many other people do, but I do. Alright, so this is the bird. More than one, unfortunately. That was good, but I bailed out of the quick kill. Sometimes it's best to just take a safe there, just to get through. This boss, I'm gonna try and stun lock him. It's pretty easy to do on this version. And prevent him from attacking, because if he attacks, it's really easy to get hit by his attack, and you don't want that. 31 is actually a bit better than my usual. And that could have been a bit faster. I'll take it. Alright, so coming up next, one thing I like about this game is the music, and Aqua Lake is, well, they're all pretty good, but I really do enjoy this one. And fun fact I always like pointing out, this is the only song from this game to have a remix posted on OC Remix. All you music remixers out there, get to it, get some more. And we're gonna try and end this with a little bit of swag. It's actually the fastest way of ending this. Just like that, and perfect. That's how we want that to go. Not only was it swaggy, it was the fast way. Ah. 300,000 more points. I don't think we'll have a stage that fast again after this. No, we will have one more, hopefully. So Aqua Lake 2 in the SMS version is probably one of my favorite stages, because it takes a while to go through. Gotta do a jump here, and whoa, invisible floor! Keep that in your back pocket for later on. And there's an invincibility box at the bottom of this. I'm going to try and skip it by holding right there and bouncing on that enemy. And it's much faster. So this stage does have a lot of lag. This stage kind of sucks in that regard. I also want to be careful of going too far to edges of the screens, as in certain areas there are pits. They won't kill you, but it's a huge time loss. These bubbles, you might recognize from Sonic Mania. You can control these with up, down, left, and right. Up makes it go faster, down makes it go slower, which you'll see in a moment, and left and right. And we have to take these to traverse through the stage. Like right here, I have to hold down and left to get through. If it touches the wall, it breaks, so I want to be very careful. And a bit of lag reduction here, killing these enemies. And missing an enemy. Okay, as long as I get a jump there. This game does have some issues with dropped inputs. Not too bad, but that area is the worst. And say hello to our friend on the left, the Speed Shoes. Bye, Speed Shoes! We don't need you because you are absolutely useless. And now we gotta get the Chaos Emerald. Fun fact about those Speed Shoes is the only appearance in 8-bit Sonic 2 of Speed Shoes. And I do mean only, because on the Game Gear version it is replaced by a 10-ring box. So despite the box saying, hey, there's Speed Shoes in here, there actually isn't. And yeah, it's not going to help us get through a tube, that's why we skip it. So unfortunately you don't get to hear that music. And hey, another invisible wall! And we're here at the end of the stage. Alternatively, had I fallen down or gone a different way through that pipe, I would have been to a different part of the stage. It takes absolutely forever to get through. We don't want to do that. So it's useful to know about those invisible walls. And again, keep it in your back pocket for later. Does Sonic run out of oxygen in this one? Yes, he does, but we won't see it. So on Aqua Lake 3, and a boss that isn't too bad. We should be able to get a decent kill off of him. Good intro. This is another one that sucks in the Game Gear. They all do. So in Game Gear, you have to make sure you're not standing next to him, as he will do another attack that per noon in the community is kind of called a tail whip, and it really does look like one. And he'll just hit you and insta-kill you, because in Act 3, if you haven't noticed, there's no rings in any of them. So, very good Aqua Lake 3. I will take that any day of the week. Yeah, skipping across water. I meant to touch on that, too. When I first saw that in the video, I thought there was a trick to it. No, it's what you're meant to do in the game. Just go fast. Alright, 3 emeralds down, 9 stages down. On to Green Hills? You would think we're back at the start of a game. Please note Green Hills. Plural. And I really like this stage. Say hello to Choo-Choo Sonic Warrior. More good music. If you made it this far in the game, congratulations. This place is an extra life farm, not even joking. 1, 2... Hopefully we'll get one more. There's more in the stage, but we don't need them all. Jump a little early, that's fine. You can bounce off of that and it's quicker, but I'll take it. Just because we'll get that extra life too. So that's 4 of them. We don't need them all. I guess they take pity on you at this point, or they think you're going to struggle coming up, which, I mean, there's nothing bad coming up. Definitely not. Alright, Green Hills 2. I always like to focus here at the start. For some reason, I seem to struggle with this intro. Good. Okay, there is a backup if I miss that, but I'll take it. And I'm gonna hold left and apparently miss my bounce. Oh well. So, this is another Emerald stage. This one is... Actually, it's easy to get and easy to miss. But if we miss, I can try again. I'm not going to miss. It's easy to accidentally miss the second spring platform, but no problem there. So, Green Hills 3. This stage sucks, especially if you're on Game Gear. I held left. I shouldn't have done that. Let's try that again. Okay, we're just gonna take it slower through here. So, yeah, there's, like, pits of spikes here. Where's my spring? There we go. Pretty much everything at the bottom is spike, especially in this part. Everything you don't see that's a spring is a spike. It sucks, especially on Game Gear if you're a new player, so you will blow through extra lives here. And on to an RNG boss. Yeah, I'll take a safe. Ish. So you can get 1 or 2 hits in per cycle of this boss, depending on which attack, or which move he does, I should say. Ideally, we want 2 on each of them. He started off pretty bad. This is one fight you don't want to die in, because you don't want to go back through the beginning. Alright, that was alright. I'll take it. I mean, the beginning of the stage sucked, but what can you do? That's a fight. By the way, you notice it took 8 hits on that boss, whereas the first 3 took 6 hits. Way to go with consistency. But yeah, on Game Gear, that fight's a little more harder because, again, of the screen crunch, and he does a couple extra, I guess 1 extra attack, which will throw you off if you're not prepared for it. Gimmick Mountain. Which version am I on? That's right, I'm on this version. So in certain versions of the game, there is a spring at the bottom. Let's get through this. And that is because of a despawn issue. I'm not going to go into too much details about that. I am going to, however, skip half the stage using this invincibility box. What I'm about to do, you can do without the invincibility box, but this makes it a little bit easier. A little bit slow, but that shouldn't be a problem. There we go. So you're meant to go all the way to the bottom right of the screen, taking that minecart, and then go up and back down diagonal. We're not going to do that. We're going to go across this spike bit instead. It is possible to do that without the invincibility, but it's a very tight window, so I typically don't do it. Game Gear confirmed world champion, even AA batteries. Shadow B, that is so accurate. Alright, on to Gimmick Mountain 2. And remember, we still have more Chaos Emeralds to get. And remember how I told you to put something in your back pocket later, or earlier on? Like the fake walls? This is why. Hi. So if you don't know about that, you know, you're playing this casually, you're probably going to miss this emerald, because it's the only way to get to it. And that is the last of the emeralds we will be getting normally. Take note of those words. So now we just gotta get through this stage. This one kind of sucks, especially because of these bombs right there. And I'm gonna try to... I landed at the edge. You don't want to fall down in this stage. It is a time sink. There we go. But definitely not the end of the world. Ow, whoa. That's what I get for leaving a roll. I left my roll there because I wanted to be able to jump and not be rolling diagonally to the right, because there is a false wall there, and I always get stuck in it. On the Gimmick Mountain 3, in the beginning of this stage absolutely sucks. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Because there's nothingness but a couple platforms we're riding and loads of spikes. So we get to sit around for a bit. And you really don't want to die in this stage. And hopefully I don't die because I have something I'm going to be doing. I can actually do that section a bit faster. Sometimes it's easy to just take it easy. So, you do not want to let this platform out of your sight, which is easy to do coming up if you don't realize, because it will despawn. By the way, let's all look up. Hi. Way to go, platform, trying to get me crushed. If it despawns your SOL, you have to die, and, you know. So it's taken us about 40 seconds to get to this boss. Now, if you've ever watched me play this game, you know how I do this boss. I do it a bit slow, I do it casually, just because it's kind of easier. Not this time! Ah, missed a hit, that's fine. Dang it! This is why I do it casually. So this has not been a good fight. Oh! That's why I do it casually. Damn. I really wanted to avoid that. Oh well. Now we have to go through all that again. So for the record, I decided, like, shortly before this, I was gonna try that because I never do. And I keep saying I'm going to. I'll try it again. I gave myself a little bit of buffer room with the estimate, so I really want to get that. Because if I do it casually, I lose about 10 seconds compared to the world record, and that's one of my biggest time saves. So it's something I have to learn, I have to get used to. How many hits can it take? That boss also needs 8, like the boar from Green Hills. Yeah, the biggest issue I have in that, besides missing hits, because I jumped too soon and I don't want to get hit, is the falling rocks. Wait. Oh! Alright, I'll go casual. I tried. So obviously I need to do some more practice on that. And this is why I don't typically go for it in runs, because if I miss, since I'm not that consistent, I have to do all this again. The good news is after this is the easy boss. And then, unfortunately, the most difficult boss of the run. Oops. Alright, so we'll do this casually. We'll take the 10-second hit. Mostly because I don't want to risk going over estimate. I did leave myself some leeway, but the final boss can eat all of that up. And you'll see the difference. Come on. So this is the casual strat, just waiting for him to bonk and then jumping on him. But as I said, it is about 10 seconds slower compared to the fast strat done optimally. So, hopefully the next time you see me do a run of this, I will be much more practiced in that. So that's 6, 2 more. If you are new to running this game, this is the way you probably want to focus on first. Unless you're just really good. Speaking of running this game, this game really does need more runners. It actually is pretty fun to play. Please, people, consider it, if nothing else. Alright, let's get the heck out of Gimmick Mountain. I'm tired of that place. And truthfully, I haven't had dinner yet. I want to eat, so I don't want to stay in here for like 20 more minutes. So onto if you play any percent, this is the final zone of the game, Scrambled Egg. Also really good music. This is one of my favorite levels. It's also a maze level, but I mean the path never changes, so it's really easy for us. We also have a minor skip we'll be doing at the end. Now you do want to be careful in this stage not to fall down. If you fall down, you're gonna get sent backwards in the level quite a ways. Shouldn't be an issue with us. So in this, you have to go left, left, down, down. If you don't do that, you'll get sent backwards, or do an extra life at the very end here. And we have a long spike pit coming up, and we're actually going to damage boost across it. Now watch this platform right above our heads. See that? The one moving right? Well, surprise. Now I can jump in that pipe right above me and land on this platform spawning into the left and jump into this pipe right here. It saves about a second or two, and if you screw it up, it's death, so I don't go for that. This one, down right, down left, and we'll be at the end of the stage. Easy peasy. Oh, got an extra life. I forget how those work. So, Scrambled Egg 2 has a skip in it. That's something I've tried learning and have not succeeded at doing it yet. So I have a different path I'm gonna take through here. I didn't want to roll there. I hate this section. But it's really easy to die in this stage. Hopefully we won't have an issue. Okay. As long as we make it up here, we're typically good. So you can actually use one of those exploding bombs to knock you into a pipe from a direction you're not meant to go in. And then fit through a gap just like that where the platform just went through, and land over on this side. It's difficult. Alright, so I'm gonna jump in here, and this looks a bit deceiving. You have to go through that loop one time, or this platform is not there to pick you up. And then roll jump, and skip to the end, like so. Gator Box, why do you have to mention scrambled eggs and bacon? I'm hungry. I mentioned this. Dude. Alright, Scrambled Egg 3 would be the final stage in the game for doing any percent. And honestly, the boss is actually pretty easy. Even doing this casually, you should be able to get him first try. I say that and watch me die because I try and do it quick. You can only make it so quicker. Bit of a spring maze here. We're gonna skip one here. Good. It's actually a tight window to make that. And it skips using one of the springs. Also, shoutouts to horrible boss music. The Game Gear boss music in this game is so much better. I wish they had it in SMS. So say hello to another Mania shoutout, Silver Sonic. I am so glad they put this in Sonic Mania. So we have to, again, get 8 hits, and he's giving me a crappy pattern. This and the pig are the 2 RNG bosses in this game. Oh, and this is just horrible. Come on, dude. He is giving me the worst things he could do. And you didn't see it, but I just picked up the 6th Chaos Emerald off of Silver Sonic. You only get it if you have the other 5. So, onto the final zone of this game. Again, awesome music. Crystal Egg Zone. Stage 1, or Act 1, is pretty easy. Let's get a ring so I don't die. I do that way too often right there. So, this stage has a long spike pit at the bottom. However, if you fall down into it, it's fine. Oh, nice jump. Because you can just damage boost across with your rings. Yeah, it's a really simple stage, and the final stage of the 300,000 points. So enjoy this one more time. You will hear more of it, but for a short bit on the next stage. No Super Sonic. Sorry to disappoint. So Crystal Egg 2 is probably my favorite stage in the best ending run, because of how much of it you have to go through. We basically have to climb the stage and go all the way around a couple times. It's fun. I like it. And we get... nice grab. We get stupid pinwheels that move around. And now we get to play in the background. And you see me doing these jumps, I'm jumping over gaps. Oops. Hey, fake wall. I didn't want to go in that. I'm gonna fall, aren't I? Nope, made it. Nice. So I'm gonna actually take this time to explain the final boss. If I do the final boss properly, which I have yet to do first try in a marathon, it's going to look like the easiest boss in the world. Robotnik will never attack. If I mess it up, there's a good chance... I keep doing that. Say hello to the continue box, by the way. If I mess it up, depending on how far through the fight I am, I might take an intentional death to reset it. It's actually the hardest part of this run, and yes, it's difficult, so I'm going to shut up when I'm doing it. And we're about done, y'all. Let's see if I can break the curse. 10 hits. Ah! Almost. That was 8. So at this point, I think I can do this the normal way and still only make it one more cycle. That was pretty good. It's actually the farthest I've gotten first try in a marathon. I'm gonna die. No! Avoid that! And... done. So you know what? I'll take it. It's still first try boss, even if it wasn't the one cycle. Those things that were appeared in that boss fighting area, they will all kill you on touch. So it's very difficult and a very long fight to do that normally. So, you know what? I'll take it. By the way, the in-game timer's still going, and why did we do all this? We just saved Tails. By the way, Tails' first appearance in the Sonic series, as this came out a month before the Genesis Mega Drive version of Sonic 2. We're not sure why we saved Tails. Sonic shrugging. Yeah, who knows? You'll understand why after seeing the next runs. And this is best ending. Here it is. We saved Tails. We're not going to watch all the credits because, well, thank you everybody for making this game, but it takes a while. But at the end, you'll see Sonic look up in the sky. And normally you just see the picture of Tails and the stars. People like to say Tails is dead. But now it's Sonic and Tails. And that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Master System. Pretty fun game. Not the easiest of games to run, but it is enjoyable in my mind. And as I say, it doesn't have many runners. It definitely needs some more. So, thank you everybody for watching. And as I mentioned earlier, this kicked off the Sonic block. We have 3 more games coming up for you. We have Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Genesis that y'all probably want to see by Alec. But first, We have Super Sonic up next with Sonic the Hedgehog, the original, doing Glitchless. So don't go away, stay tuned, and thank you for watching.